The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.
Spinal adjustments provided by Dr. Chad Rolfson. The Spinal Tuning Chiropractic Center is a Des Moines area low flat fee per month unlimited chiropractic care practice. When life happens, just adjust. Schedule today at spinaltuning.com. Barbecue provided by Kenny's Rib Wagon, catering ribs for your pleasure and serving daily at Plaza Pub, 62nd and Douglas in Des Moines across from Merle Hay Mall. Find Kenny's Rib Wagon on Facebook. Welcome to the Gospel Road. Today we're going to look at Psalm 94. Hope you had a good week. It is Memorial Day weekend. If you are in America, outside of America, I'm assuming just another day. I'm not 100% sure. I know I'm kind of a week off on doing one of these. Last week we had the Do Tour in Des Moines, and I ended up working all weekend. So it was a busy, busy weekend. I know next weekend we have a car show as well, the All Iowa Car Show. So I'll be working all weekend yet again. So it's like all of a sudden they pull the plug on everything and the floodwaters just come in and it's busy. I know the week after that we've got a show with Matt Maher, and my head is spinning. I'll be honest, my head's spinning. There's just so much going on, and it's hard to keep track of all of it. In fact, earlier this week, I was listening to something, and I had this great idea. So, I need to start writing things down, because I'm not remembering them. It's not holding into my noggin. So I got to do better at that. But, there's just, again, so many things. It just kind of sits back and makes you wonder what's going on. See lots of podcasts on having their ideas, their thoughts, their conspiracy theories, and I can tell you, I can give you conspiracy theories with the best of them. But it really comes down to is that focus, your focus, my focus, the focus on us. Yes, we're in this together. Yes, it's not all about me, but I have to worry about me. I have to be concerned about me. How am I building up myself? Staying healthy, mentally, physically, spiritually. Again, over the years, it's that 360 degrees, our entire life. I know that gets thrown around a lot. I even hear it when the 360 degrees of marketing. And the whole idea is just getting out there in front of everyone, or when it comes to that. But on a personal note, it's getting in there and taking care of yourself. Understanding why, or trying to. And doing what you can to take that step. To be better. To do better. Why something's eating at you. I did hear something on a podcast this week that did talk about managing. And they were saying that they use the love language. The 5 languages of love that came out, 20 years ago? I remember getting the book when I was doing mornings years ago. And they were trying to get interviews with Gary Chapman. I never had one, but I had the book. Of course, I don't have the book anymore because when I lost the job, the book was in my office. But I just thought it was interesting because, we all have our different languages, being affirmation or whatever that is. Talk, silence. I know that's not them. I'm just kind of throwing them out, throwing things out. But it's true. What is it that we need? And a good manager, and it's not even just management. It's being a good coworker. It's being a good parent, being a good friend, understanding what they need when you are having those conversations, how to help them, to encourage them, to motivate them, to build them up. It was one of those things that had never really dawned on me a little bit, and even though it's staring you right in the face, and maybe it has, and maybe I just got brought back into my ear again, but I just thought it was interesting. And then just got me to thinking, so how are we doing that? What are we doing to help people be better? Because again, not everybody's perfect. Not everybody has this supreme plan. Now, some people do have that supreme plan. I know I shared with you a couple weeks ago about how someone talked to me about a supreme plan, and they couldn't believe that I just wouldn't bowl over people. I'm like, that's not me. That's something I'm not able to do. That's not showing love. That's certainly not speaking in any type of love language. Just take that time to think, to kind of go through being mindful of what you're doing, where you're going, how things are, how things were, reminiscing a little bit. Why am I the way I am? You might be surprised what you decide, figure out, learn. Then how do you fix that? Are you able to fix it? Do you need to go talk to someone to help being fixed? Are you maybe not even able to? Again, I'm not able to answer that question. I can only answer that question for me. Many things I look at, I pretty feel like I'm far gone. But I do the best I can. Psalm 94. It says, O Lord God of vengeance, O God of vengeance, shine forth. Rise up, O judge of the earth. Repay to the proud what they deserve. O Lord, how long shall the wicked exalt? They pour out their arrogant words. All the evildoers boast. They crush your people, O Lord, and afflict your heritage. They kill the widow and the sojourner and murderer of the fatherless. And they say, the Lord does not see. The God of Jacob does not perceive. Understand, O dullest of the people. Fools, when will you be wise? He who planted the ear does not hear. He who formed the eye does not see. He who disciplines the nations does not rebuke. He who teaches man knowledge, the Lord, knows the thoughts of man, that they are but a breath. Blessed is the man whom you discipline, O Lord, and whom you teach out your law, to give him rest for the days of trouble until a pit is dug for the wicked. For the Lord who will not forsake his people, he will not abandon his heritage, for justice will return to the righteous, and all the upright in heart will follow it. Who rises up for me against the wicked, who stands up for me against evildoers? If the Lord had not been my help, my soul would soon have lived in the land of silence. When I thought, my foot slips. Your steadfast love, O Lord, held me up. When the cares of my heart are many, your consolations cheer my soul. Can wicked rulers be allied with you, those who frame injustice by statute? They band together against the life of the righteous and condemn the innocent to death. But the Lord has become my stronghold and my God, the rock of my refuge. He will bring back on them their iniquity and wipe them out of their wickedness. The Lord our God will wipe them out. Psalm 94. Again, read this. I use the ESV, English Standard Versions. Depending on which version you read, it might read a little different. But how does that kind of speak with you? This is talking about the wicked, the evildoers, those that are against. Asking God for vengeance. How is it that you have done things and gone through things in life and made your way through. I know there's so many things that I have done, that I have gone through, so many things that just will pop up in my mind from one time or another to remind me. I'll be honest, to shame me. To cause me to wonder. Also to cause me to kind of stay away from people. In all honesty. None of us are perfect. We've talked about forgiveness before. Your coworkers trying to move on, because a lot of times you deal with people at work and things happen. Might not be you, but it could be a coworker being aimed at you. And basically they are now becoming very harsh because of something you did. Or maybe something you didn't do. Or because of how good of a worker you are, how well you're able to do things, how calm you can stay under pressure. Fill in the blank. People are jealous. People also will protect their space. So they feel if you're starting to step in, they're going to do everything they can to keep you out so you're not able to take their job. No way you can look better than them. And this is nothing new. Been dealing with it for years. But we have to do our best to press on, to persevere, to be strong. And it's hard. It's frustrating. It's annoying. Pick the word you want to call it. But you have to do the best that you can. You have to love them, encourage them. The Bible says, love thy neighbor as thyself. Okay, most of us have that issue of loving ourselves, but still. Our job is to help others. And it does not matter who it is. Love them. Pray for them. Be there for them. They're not sure how to do this. Help them understand how to. Some will accept it, some will not. Again, it's the way people are. But read Psalm 94, and how does it speak to you? How does it sit with you? How does it help you? How does it help you be better? How does it help you to better others? Again, being healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually. Working on yourself, mind, body, and soul. It's a lot of work. It takes time. We get busy. I was talking earlier as I started of how busy things are starting to pick up for me again. I remember what it was like before this whole pandemic happened. And here we go again. I know I've talked about it before, too, of, what are we going to do to try and hold ourselves if we've sat there and said that, I'm not going to get as busy as I was before. How are you going to be able to hold yourself to that truth? Well, it's not going to be easy unless you run your own schedule. You work for yourself, basically, because if you work for someone else, they're going to eat it up. They're going to take that time again. We'll never do that again. Let's call you on that. I think you will. Because it still comes to bottom line. And right now, everybody's hurting. Media is hurting on all branches: print, television, radio. Because no one's advertising, so everything is down. But that's not the only thing. There's very few industries that have come out strong over the last year. We're still seeing restaurants closing. We're still seeing stores closing. It's going to take time. to bounce back from this last year and a half, 2020. ...2020, 2021, however you want to label it. It's going to be different. It is going to be strange. People now have this new fear to lash out to others about. Everyone's going to be acting different. I know that because I've seen it. I've heard it. I've dealt with it already. Even as things are opening up, I'm still seeing the different ways of how people are dealing with what's happening. Psalm 94. What can you do to better you? By bettering you, you better someone else. Being better today than yesterday. Being better tomorrow than today. Being healthy. Body, mind, and soul. Thank you for listening to The Gospel Road. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share it with others on social media. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter at My Buddy Jimmy. Also on YouTube at My Buddy Jimmy 101. And the podcast is found on pretty much any platform that you listen to podcasts. And if you could give me a rating, that would always help. God bless.
The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.